Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that unfolded in Madison, Tennessee, a tight-knit community just north of Nashville. One Sunday morning in October 2025, a teenage girl called her mother and asked for a ride home. She was at her boyfriend's house. But while she was still on the phone, her mother heard an argument break out. She heard her daughter say, "Get off me." And then the line went silent. What happened next would shatter a family, devastate a school community, and end 2 lives far too soon. This is the story of Amya Finney. Amya Finney was 17 years old, a senior at Madison Academy, a private Christian school in Nashville where she was known for her sweet smile, her gentle spirit, and her sassy sense of humor. She was a member of her school's gymnastics team. Her friends said that she lit up any room she walked into. She looked out for others. She always spoke her mind. And she was counting down the months until graduation. But she never got the chance to cross that stage. Sunday morning, October 12th, 2025. Amya was at the home of her boyfriend, 20-year-old Amari Ramey, on Bixler Avenue in Madison. Sometime that morning, she called her mother and asked for a ride home. While they were still on the phone, her mother heard the two begin to argue. She heard Amya say, "Get off me." And then, without any warning, the call went silent. Minutes earlier, dispatchers had received a 911 hang-up call from that same address. When officers arrived, they found Amya in a bedroom with a gunshot wound to her abdomen. She was rushed to the Skyline Medical Center, but she did not survive her injuries. And then there was something else, something that made this loss even more devastating. Amya was approximately 2 months pregnant. The baby was Amari Ramey's. Under Tennessee law, an unborn child is also recognized as a victim in homicide cases. And both Amya and her unborn child were gone. Later that same afternoon, Amari Ramey turned himself in at the North Precinct. In an interview with homicide detectives, he admitted he was present during the shooting and said he was handling the gun when it went off. He also told investigators that Amya was approximately 2 months pregnant with his child. Police say there was no documented history of domestic violence between Amya and Ramey, but investigators did find a significant criminal history. In March of 2024, just 7 months before Amya's untimely passing, Ramey was arrested on multiple serious charges: aggravated burglary, carjacking, aggravated assault. In June 2024, he was sentenced to 4 years of supervised probation, which meant that on October 12, 2025, the day Amya was shot, Amari Ramey was still on active probation. Those 2024 charges stemmed from incidents the year before. In 2023, Ramey was linked to a shooting that left a 15-year-old boy injured. He was also involved in a police chase and a stolen vehicle. Reports indicate he was among the youngest individuals ever featured on Nashville's top 10 most wanted list. He turned himself in for that case as well, in March of 2024. And despite the seriousness of those charges, he was sentenced to supervised probation. Less than a year later, Amya and her unborn child were gone. Amya's classmates at Madison Academy were devastated. One friend said she had just texted Amya that morning about an English project, and she couldn't believe it when she heard what had happened. Another classmate said Amya was always smiling. They were on the gymnastics team together and saw each other every day. Madison Academy released a statement honoring Amya, saying her sweet smile, her gentle spirit, and her sassy sense of humor brought joy to everyone she met. They said she found love and belonging on campus, especially with her fellow seniors and the gymnastics team. They called her part of their family and said her loss was deeply felt by the entire school community. School board member Jonathan Grooms addressed the tragedy. He said, "Violence never solves any issue. We are called on by God to treat everyone with kindness, humility, and grace." For Amya's friends, students still trying to make sense of such a loss, his words hit hard. But they have leaned on one another, determined to get through it together. Amya Finney was charged with 2 counts of criminal homicide, 1 for Amya and 1 for her unborn child. His bond was set at $1 million. As of December 2025, Amya Finney remains in custody, awaiting trial. No date has been announced. There are still so many questions left unanswered in this case. What happened in the moments before that argument escalated? Why did Amya call for a ride home that morning? And how did a 20-year-old on probation gain access to a firearm? Questions like these are what her family and her community are still left grappling with. Amya's friends also set up a GoFundMe to help her family in the wake of this tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Amya Finney. As we close out this episode, remember to share Amya's story. Keep her name alive and help prevent tragedies like these from taking place in the future. Don't forget to follow Hunting for Answers to stay updated on Amya's case and others like it. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime stories and case updates. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to share your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Stay connected with our community by joining our new Facebook group. The link is in our bio.